Now that you have gotten registered for your homework and you've taken a tour of MyMathLab, also known as Course Compass, it's time to start using MyMathLab for your homework and your quizzes and your tests. So I'm going to go and open up Google Chrome. Again, you can use any internet browser that you want to for this. Go to the top. And at this point, you should be able just to go into Portal, mypearson.com, and hopefully that'll take us to the sign in. Well, that's still not the page I wanted. I wanted the next page. And then we will put in our username, which should be your initials and your ID number. And then put in the password that you set up. I suggested your initials and your birthday. If you didn't want to use that, I hope you wrote it down. If you forgot it, you can go here to Forgot, and they'll send it to you. Course Compass will. Come over here and click on the class. You always want to look, just get a quick glance down here to see if there's a new announcement. And so this is the same one that we saw the other day. And again, if you want to read the whole thing, you'll have to click on More. And then it'll pop up with the whole message. And so you do want to check there when you're clicking in for your homework. There won't be a message there all the time, but occasionally there will be. I will also send it to your email if I do post a message there. Let's go into the homework button. This is the one you're going to be using the most. And let's go down and look at 2.1. Now we started here the other day, and so I have one question already checked. As you do the work, it will check these off. Remember that hitting the save button will bring you back to this page, but you really don't want to come back here all the time. So I'm going to start on question number 2. Represent the given quantity by an integer, and an integer is a negative or a positive whole number. So a worker in a silver mine works 1,582 feet underground. So this is below the ground, so this is going to be a negative number. And so we're going to come here and click in the box. And then you might have noticed that this became brighter after I clicked into the box. So now I can use this palette. It has different tools, fraction, and it pops up and tells you what it is for exponents. These you won't be using. You'll be using the 2 top ones mainly. And then they have more if you want to go to symbols here. I like to use my keyboard for the symbols, so instead of doing a negative here, I'm just going to go ahead and go to my keyboard, and up between the 0 and the equal there's a negative sign, and then I've got 1, 5, 8, 2. And then we can come down here and click check answer. Nice work. Click this box. And then I need to go to the next number, so I'm going to click on number 3. It says the peak of a mountain is above sea level. So we want to write this number. And again, there's when I can't start typing until I have a cursor in here. Watch, this will pop up. It's dull. This is dull. So watch all this stuff pop up as I get ready to answer. And so I've got 1, 4, comma, 4, 5, 2. Now this time I'm not going to hit check answer. I'm going to hit the enter button on my keyboard. And then I'm going to hit enter again and enter again to move me to number 4. I like the enter button. It's just a tiny bit of a time saver, but if you save seconds, they become minutes, and then minutes, you could actually save hours of your homework by hitting the enter button instead of the check answer. Let's look at what happens when we get something wrong. Okay. Here we want represent 130 feet below sea level as an integer. So this should be negative. And so I'm going to intentionally get these wrong so we can see what happens. And I'm going to hit enter. They tell me that it's not incorrect, and they even give me a little hint. Hit enter again to clear it, and then you're going to have to put your cursor back into the box. And so I'm going to again get it wrong. So enter, get the box again, enter. I get one more chance. Let's say, let me take out the negative and hit enter again. Now this time it tells me what the correct answer is. And so I look at this, see if I can figure out where I made my mistake. But the enter button won't work this time. So you'll actually have to come and hit the done button or the X. I like to hit the done. And then, oh, we have a second part on this one. Well, let's see if I get this one, this part right. Notice that this now has a little round box, red corner, round box. And here, when you highlight it, it shows you what your answer was. Okay, let's go ahead and get this one right so we can move on. So 176, enter. Oh, below. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't read. So again, let's try this again. Negative. Enter. Good job. Who is deeper in the water? So if Billy is at 130 feet below and Deborah is at 176 feet below, that means Billy's closer to the surface, so Deborah's deeper. So now we get to do a multiple choice answer. Enter. Oh, well done with that one. And then up here now we've got a little red X, and we really don't want that. So we can do a similar exercise to get rid of any red X's. The bad thing, if it's a three-part question like this one, I believe we're going to have to do the whole thing again. So let's do a negative 190, enter, a negative 146, enter, and who is deeper in the water this time? Dominic is at 190 and Karen's at 146. So Dominic, and I'm entering, hit the enter button again to get rid of the box. And now my little X is gone. Everything's a check. And I want to move to the next number, so I'm going to hit enter again. So some of your questions will have multiple choice like this one. Some will have several parts like the one that we just saw. Some you will type in numbers. Some you will have a pull down menu also. And so we might come across one of those. Choosing the symbols. Okay, let's look at one of these. You have to insert one of these symbols, and we're talking about negative numbers. So thinking about under the water, we said, you know, the person that was the closest to 0 was higher in the water, and so that means that's going to be the larger number. And so I want to pick from over here this button because it opens towards the larger number, and then hit enter, enter, and move forward. Okay. Let's say I can't remember what to do. I can come over here to the textbook page and click on it, and it'll take me to the textbook. Or I can ask my instructor. And so let's look at the Ask My Instructor button. It pops up, and then you're going to send me a message. I can't remember if the little sign opens to the large number or the small one. Please help. And then sign your name. It sends me, your class, but I do like to have your name. And then it will also send me this problem. You won't have to type it again, but you do need to type here, what it is that you're wanting to know, or tell me what it is that you have done, and possibly give me an answer. If you've given me an answer and it says it's wrong, then you can send me the answer, or leave the the wrong answer in here when you send the email, and it will send it all to me, and then I can respond to that. Then we want to hit send. And then it says it was successfully sent, so then I can close out of this. Now you can move from question to question up here by just clicking on a number if you want to. Got absolute value. It keeps a score. I've done 5 of 20, so I've got 25%. Again, 5 of 20 complete. If I hit that save button, remember it takes me back to the page where it lists everything, and then you can see the questions that you have done. So if you need to leave and stop this doing your homework, then you can just pick up right where you left off, and so you don't have to worry about having to do things over. Once it's already got a check, then you're good. And then I'm going to click OK, and that's going to take me back to this whole list of assignments, and then it has their due dates. Then we're going to have quizzes and tests. Now you can get to the quizzes and tests from here or from back on your home page. Here it's also listed as quizzes and tests, and you can go there from there or from the homework page. On the quizzes and tests, you're going to have a syllabus quiz that's due first. Quiz 1, I'm going to go ahead and open that. All the quizzes are going to be 45 minutes. I put 0 to 99. I figure that'll give you plenty of chances to do this. You click on the blue when you're ready. It's going to pop up with a warning about what you have to have done before you can take this test, if you don't have it done. And so if you don't have everything done to the grade that it needs to be, then you'll get a warning that you need to go back. And so here I'm not going to be able to go forward because I have prerequisites that need to be done. All of these lessons need to be done to a grade of 70 before I'm going to be able to take my quiz. And so I just have to click out of it and say, okay, I'll go do my homework. So we're going to look at a quiz that I haven't assigned haven't put the little green flag on there yet. And so that way we can look at see how it looks. You'll come here when you're ready to start. Remember, it is timed. And it's timed for a reason. Your unit tests are going to be timed, and they are worth a lot of points. And so we're going to time the quizzes to get you in the habit of solving things quickly, setting aside time to do the test so that you won't have any interruptions. You can just come to the test and do it over and over, just for practice, and not worry about the time limit. But I do want you to practice a few times where you sit down and it's just you're doing it for the 45 minutes and you're not going to be interrupted. Click I'm ready to start when you're ready to go. The tests are a little different. There are no help buttons, no textbook, no video, no Ask My Instructor button, no tips from me. You also, when you give an answer, you're not going to get an automatic response, and you won't be able to use the enter button to move forward. So you can click between problems like that if you want to. Oh good, here's one of those pull down menus I talked about earlier. We want to click on the pull down. You're going to have to hold it down and drag to what you think the answer would be. So I'm going to see, these are integers, and then it'll pop in. You cannot hit the enter button. You'll have to go to next to move you forward, or to previous. And so let's go ahead and just go to next and see how that goes. Okay, we've got a fraction we're going to have to reduce. Let's see if I go to next from here. It just keeps going. Okay. When you are ready to quit the test, turn it in, hit the submit button. You don't want to do it until you're ready. If you accidentally do it, especially on our test, then you want to I want to know. So then, we would just hit submit. You'll get a warning that tells you still have this many questions unanswered. Are you sure you want to leave? And so if you do, then you're just going to get the grade that you've done. Okay. I think that's about all I can tell you about the tests. Again, it'll pop up here and show you all of these are the ones I didn't do. But you can come in here, anything that you didn't get done, maybe you didn't understand or you ran out of time, and you can still come and look and see what the answer is. And then you can see up here the one that I did get right. It's the one that I did. And so you can review this to get a good idea of how to correct your mistakes for the next time. So I want to close out of that. It takes me back to this quiz page. Now notice I've got two tabs up here. This one is for the homework and the quizzes. It opens up in a separate window, which is good. And so I'm going to click out of that, and then let's go back and look at these buttons. The grade book. Again, we looked at this in our other video. Now you see I have a few little grades over here. It's going to give me an overall score for quizzes and tests. Not looking too good there. The multimedia library, remember to use it if you have any questions. Let's look at another homework so we can look at let's see, let's do another. All right, there's a pull down menu. A combination of operations on letters and numbers is an expression. But notice over here, again, the textbook, Ask My Instructor. I'm going to see if I can find, there's others. You're going to find videos. Some of them will have a video for you to look at. So you do want to pay attention. Printing, you can print if you like. Some students like to print this question only. I would print the homework, the whole assignment if you're going to print. And then you can work it on paper and then come back in and put your answers if you prefer to do it like that. So that's also a good idea. Another way to work an online class. Will still work. I was looking for one that might have a video at the top. Okay, don't see one here, so we're going to go ahead and get out of this. If you have questions, please send me an email or call me about using MyMathLab. You'll be doing your homework, taking your quizzes and your tests, and checking the grade book here. This will also be where you can find your textbook and the handouts. Now the handouts will also be in Blackboard. Okay, I hope you have a great semester and that you find this easy to use. And again, if you have questions, please contact me. I want you to be successful in this class, and being able to work through this online homework and the online quizzes and the online tests. That's going to be the total of your grade, so you've got to be able to understand how to do this right away. So if you have problems, let me know. If you're having problems with your computer, however, you need to contact Course Compass. And let's go back to the What's New or Due page. They should have, there's a browser check, and so you could check that to see if that's affecting your ability to use it. Up here, help and support, you can go here, or use the phone number. I put a phone number on your syllabus where you can contact them and ask them questions. All right, have a good day. Bye.